Okay, and welcome to episode 23 of the Dreamhills to Dreamhills podcast. Welcome everybody once again, and nice to talk to you. With Brexit approaching soon, maybe 29th of March is the next date in the future which we've got to look at. There is a bit of a worry that the UK government are talking up the no deal scenario. This could hit all the expats. Everybody knows that there is at the moment a deal on citizens' rights, but these only apply in the countries where they are now. And the problem is that if the two sides do not actually honour this agreement, then what happens? Many are asking for this deal that they made a few months back to be ring-fenced in the negotiations. I most really can't see that happening. I can't really see any of the parties not honouring the agreement on citizens' rights in the two countries as long as you're living there at the time. I don't know about you, but let's see what happens after 29th of March, because obviously after that date, technically we can't actually fly any planes into Europe either. But then again, that means that they can't fly any into the UK. So let's see what happens. I really don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen in the future at the moment. It is all up in the air. Let's see what happens and hope everything gets sorted out. Torrevieja Council, they're going to be cracking down on the empty building plots in their area. They've actually identified 800 empty plots of building land, and legislation actually demands that any builders that have land approved for building works and where none has started, they actually should keep them clean and kept in a safe and hygienic condition. They've been looking at these plots, and proceedings have now actually been taken against 15 landowners, and another 77 are in the pipeline of actually people having proceedings taken against them. There's actually a local bylaw that obliges landowners to disinfect their plot on an annual basis and ensure that it's free of rats and any insects. Now, we all know that when the people that are building all the apartments and the houses and the quads on the land that we are in, the R6 side of it was looking quite a mess, to be honest. Unfinished buildings, land was just had everything put onto it basically. We all know now that it's actually been made nice now with new people building on it and the nice quads and apartments on there that we have. And as I said, I couldn't really see the builders looking after the plot then, but as we do know, they actually went bankrupt and couldn't actually do anything anyway. So, but as I say, in Torrevieja anyway, there is a bylaw that tells you should keep it clean and tidy. So hopefully, anybody living in that sort of area, I know we're not, but obviously people that are living in those areas, they don't want to see building land and plots looking just a complete mess. Some fires, unfortunately. There's been lots of fires up in the Valencia region, in the La Safor and the Albaida area. It's been caused basically by the high temperatures that you've had over there of 40 degrees plus, and plus winds of actually over 40 kilometres an hour up in the northern Valencian region, and the intense humidity. It's causing electrical storms, and with the resulting lightning strikes hitting the already parched land, turned into a raging inferno. Gladly, no one yet has died from any of the fires at all, but there are now 40 families that have been made homeless. Their houses are burnt to the ground, or possessions, everything they've owned has gone. So let's spare a thought for those who've lost everything, and be reminded that we do everything we can to ensure that we don't accidentally start any fires ourselves. So take care over there. I know it's hot over there. Just be aware that any accidental sort of cigarette or anything like that at all could start a very big fire. We do have quite a lot of greenery around our area, or land that could actually get quite nasty if it's allowed to go up. So just be careful out there, everybody, if you can. Yeah. Now, some of you may have heard in the past about a Paramount theme park in the Mercia region. Well, this definitely will no go ahead. No more chance of that, actually. The Alhama de Murcia Council have agreed with the Murcia court that it cannot go ahead as it was planned on protected land. Now, I think we all know that most of the things that have been happening in Murcia region, Corvera Airport for one, and any of these little theme parks and stories that have always come up about the Murcia region have never really had the chance of going ahead. Corvera, we know most now will go ahead with flights starting from January, we hope. Let's see what happens there. But also, as I said earlier, with the 29th of March deadline looming for flights, will anybody actually fly into there from the UK? Let's see what happens there. Reservoirs, they're actually pretty low at the moment. They're falling fast, and this is basically because of the drought that you've got there at the moment, and also the increased tourism, which drastically increases the consumption of the water in the area. The Segura Water and River Authority, they've reported that the reservoirs themselves are at a total capacity of 25%. Now, this is 25% of the total capacity, so only a quarter of the actual reservoirs are full up. And so they've actually urged the farmers and the residents to save water. Now, I know we do try our best, and there are rules and bylaws that stop us from using washing our cars and other things during the month of August. So if you can, just save a little bit more. Obviously, if there's no water, there's nothing. Pressure goes down, and quite a lot of other things. So if we can, save as much as you can. As the old adage, I think in 1976, if any of you remember that, was, save water, take a bath with both of you. So just do what you can. There's been another earthquake that's been recorded in the locality of our urbanisation. Once again on Tuesday morning, it measured 2.2 on the Richter scale, and that was at a depth of 11 kilometres, which is quite deep. So, some people did feel it, but it's not as shallow as some of the ones have been. But surprisingly, and I didn't know this until I'd read up on it, that in the past week there has been 6 earthquakes in the Vega Baja region, which includes the Valencia region, obviously. Now, obviously, some of these haven't been that big to be recorded or reported at all, but it just shows that we are in an area that has quite a high occurrence of earthquakes, and some of them can be, fairly high. Most of them are on the sort of 2-3 Richter scale, so you will feel them, but no damage is recorded at the present. But I would encourage people to maybe have a look at their house insurances, just to make sure that earthquake damage is included in their insurance. Most of them are, but just double check if you can. And great news, isn't it? The beach bars are back. As I said last week, it was noted that they wouldn't necessarily be open at least until before the 10th of August, or maybe after the 10th of August. Well, after that, it was then, I think, with great action by the Chiringuitos de Sol group, that in fact the first one was reopened last Sunday morning on the 5th of August, with more opening in the days afterwards, which is great news. And I must say a big congratulations to the company for getting these bars back open again, for the enjoyment of everyone in such a quick turnaround, from signing the contract to getting them open and prepared. The rental services for the sunbeds and the umbrellas are running, with the water sports available soon, but it is unknown when the music and sport classes will start. The toilets themselves around the area are managed by the council, and they are open from 10 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, This is due basically to the lifeguards having the keys. So as I said, great news, and well done to Tune Kudos to Seoul. It's great news for everybody, and well done indeed. The Valencia region, they expect the best summer ever. They're saying that there's going to be, or are expected to have, 4.4 million tourists are expected to visit the whole of the region this summer, which is a rise of 3.2% on last year. Hotels in the region are on an average of 82% occupancy, with Benidorm topping that at 89%, and the rest of the Costa Blanca reaching 79% occupancy. And actually some figures here that I was quite astonished at. But the legal tourist apartments, and the ones that are registered and have the plaque, they're actually faring better than the hotels within the area, with an 86.5% occupancy. Now I know this sounds fairly high, but I do know from certain people on the urbanisation that I know that their occupancy is full up for most of this year, and they've already getting bookings for next year as well. So well done to everybody on doing that. Well done indeed. On the subject of holiday lets, if you believe that some of them are illegal, then you can denounce them by going to your local police. And I must advise people, if you can, if you do see something illegal going on with the holiday lets, do go and denounce them if you can, please. Because by using the legal holiday lets, not only are you helping people who go through all the motions and everything of getting the licence, but you're also ensuring that they are covered by law concerning health and safety and other various laws concerning renting. So yeah, if you can, and if you see people doing illegal lets, go and denounce them, and they will get fined for it. Because there are some people, and there's one person who's reported not on our urbanisation, but there's been some people saying that they saw 10 people crammed into an apartment. Now obviously this is not a legal let that these people were talking about, because you cannot have that sort of occupation in just a little apartment like that. So if you can, as I said, use the legal holiday lets. They are useful and they do protect you. So once again, thank you all for listening. I hope you have a good few weeks over there and a good summer. I'll be over there in October this year, a little bit later than usual. But I will be over there, and I hope to see as many of you as I can as possible. So thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you again next week. Goodbye for now.